Hey everyone, welcome back. In the last video we learned how to design a cardboard box using Fusion 360 sheet metal here. Well, in this video we're going to learn how to manufacture the cardboard box with a laser engraver. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing you want to do now is come to sheet metal here, click on sheet metal and come over to create and select create flat pattern. Okay, and it's going to say, hey, let's click on a stationary face. I'm just going to click on that bottom one and select OK. Okay, and I'm going to click OK. And there we go. All right, now that that's done, we're going to come over here and change our workspace to manufacture. Okay, and you notice it kind of comes back and it makes a box, and that's okay. If we come down to model here and we check on flat pattern, okay, it'll unfold again here for us. All right. Now go ahead and select the fabrication tab up here at the top, which is used for 2D cutting. All right, so the first thing we want to do, just about with everything we manufacture, is start a new setup. So I'm going to click here. All right, and I'm going to select model here, and I'm just going to click on this model here. All right, and that looks pretty good. However, if we look at our X, Y, and Z point here, we don't want it there. We want it in this back left corner. So to fix that, we can just click on box point here and then just click right here and make sure your positive X is going to your right and your positive Y is going away from you and your positive Z is going upward. That looks good. For our stock, we don't really need to change anything. Let's just go ahead and select OK. Actually, let's wait. Let's come to post process. And here I want you to write box and your name in there. Okay. So when you go to post process this, it's all ready to roll. Okay. Once you've done that, then go ahead and select OK. All right, so with our setup finished, the next thing we want to do now is come on up and do a select cutting a 2D profile. And we're going to go ahead and select our tool now. So what we want to do now is come over here to Fusion 360 library, come down to inch, and we're going to click on laser cutter, and we're going to right click, okay, copy tool, click on our library now, and then paste it here. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and edit that tool. We'll call it Universal Laser Engraver / cutter. All right, or whatever. And then our cutter here for our kerf width, we want to set that now to 0.01. Okay, and what that 0.01 represents is essentially the diameter of our laser. Okay, and then we're going to come on over here to post processor and set that to number 1. Okay, and then that's it. Let's go ahead and accept that guy. Select our universal laser engraver cutter, tool number 1, and select. All right, and then we're going to set cutting mode here, not to through, but to etch. Okay, all of our feeds and speeds here are good. So now we're going to come over to geometry. All right, and the next thing we want to do now is what we're going to do when we etch is we're actually going to just cut where we want to fold these lines here. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in, and you want to click on these center lines here. And what that etch is going to do is it's not going to cut all the way through. It's just going to cut partially through so we can fold these guys easily. And make sure you get all of them. Okay, so there's a lot of them. And when you're done, just double check. It's good to start from the top, work your way down. Okay, double check. It looks like we got them all. Okay, and then we're going to come over here to passes and we're going to select center. Make sure that says center. Everything else is fine. Let's go ahead and select OK. Okay, so we've etched all of the places we want to fold. Now we want to come back up and cut the perimeter, the outside here. So we're going to come back up to cutting 2D profile, use the same laser cutter tool, and this time we're going to select through or auto. Once again, our default settings are fine. Let's come to geometry, and I'm just going to, if it says all loops, just click on that outside, and it's going to basically it's going to highlight the perimeter in these holes that we've made, which is what we want. Okay, perfect. And then come on over here to passes, make sure that says left. Okay, and we're good. Go ahead and select OK. All right, now let's come back up to setup here and do a quick simulation. So we're going to click on simulate, Let's see what happens here. It should do our edges first. Yep. And then it's going to go around and do the perimeter and cut it all out. Okay. Get those holes, goes all the way around. All right, and that looks good. Okay, I'm going to exit the simulation here. Okay, now that that's done, let's right click up here on Setup 2 and go ahead and post process. Okay, so right here, make sure it says 1001 box and then your name, please. And now we got to come up and find the post processor here. So come to Fusion 360 library. Okay, and it's universal, so they're in alphabetical order. We're going to scroll all the way down to universal here. There we go. Universal Laser Systems, DXF. Select that guy and then hit copy to my posts. Okay, and then I'm going to select my output folder and I'm going to go there and I'm going to select my thumb drive there and hit select folder. But before I do, okay, make sure your unit here is inches. Okay, and it's very important. And then go ahead and select post. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and overwrite mine, but you probably won't have to. All right, once that's done, we're going to come on down here in our search box and we're just going to type in Corel Draw and select Corel Draw 2019 or whatever version we're using in our class. Okay. Hit skip if this shows up. And once it opens, all right, we have to set our workspace size. So come on up and do a File, New. And our workspace, our width is 32. Hit the tab button by 18. Okay, and this is important. Make sure you select inches. Okay, and call it whatever you want, your box or whatever, and then select OK. And then we're going to come on up back up to File, and we're going to go to Import now, and we're going to go to our thumb drive where we saved it, or wherever you saved it, and open up the file we just post-processed with Fusion 360. And it should say DXF file. Go ahead and select Import, and this is important as well. Don't select automatic. Make sure you select English for inches here, and select 1:1 and select OK. And then place it where you want it, and there you go. Now, this is pretty cool because now it made all of these blue lines here. It's going to etch, and the red is where it's going to cut out. Okay, so it did a lot of the post-processing for us, which is pretty cool. Now, when that's done, I'm just going to kind of highlight it all, see if we can move it here, get that X, and just kind of move it here in the top left corner here, somewhere, something like that. Okay, and now we're going to go to File, and we're going to select Print. Okay, make sure it says PLS 6.75, and then come on over here to Settings. All right, now you want to come down over here to Natural, and we're going to select the closest thing to cardboard that I could find for the materials. Okay, and I'm going to come to wood. I'm going to select softwood, and I'm going to select balsa because balsa wood is very thin and has a similar density to, well, cardboard. And I'm going to set the thickness now, and this is what you need to do, to 0.125. Okay, and then for your vector cutting, I'm just going to crank it up a little bit. And for your raster, which is our etching, which is what we're going to do to, where we're going to folds, where we're going to make those folds, I'm going to crank it up to something like 22%. Oh, maybe 25 for both of them. Okay, something around that area, 29, 25%, whatever. It's all going to sort of cut when it's done. All right, and then when you got all those settings in, you've got balsa, the thickness, and these settings. Select Apply and OK. Okay, and then once that's done, hit Apply and Print. Okay, and then open up the Laser Engraver software, and hopefully you or your instructor can take it from there. Okay, all right, that'll do it for this video. Good luck with your cardboard box manufacturing it. When you're done, you're going to fold along these blue lines. Okay, and I recommend using a ruler to sort of help you fold them. Okay, so you get a nice straight edge or a straight fold. All right, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll see you next time.